Hey everyone, and welcome to this explainer. It's actually pretty wild to think about, but in many emerging markets, up to 30% of a harvest can be completely lost for one simple reason. The producer just couldn't find a buyer in time. 30%! So today, we're going right to the source. We're going to walk through the exact digital interface that's completely reshaping how agricultural trade is done, and how farmers are literally securing their future harvests right from their phones.
So, what are we actually looking at here? Well, it's a digital agricultural marketplace. The absolute game changer is that this platform connects producers directly with verified bulk buyers. We're talking about replacing those old, fragmented, traditional supply chains with completely transparent, localized mobile transactions. It essentially builds a direct digital bridge between a remote farm and a global buyer.
Here's how we're going to break it down today. First, finding verified buyers. Second, choosing your selling method. Third, selecting the right commodities. And fourth, finalizing those offer details.
Let's jump right into step 1, finding verified buyers.
Okay, so the very first thing you notice is the immediate sense of structure. Instead of a farmer just waiting and hoping for a random truck to roll into the village, they instantly pull up this directory of bulk purchase partners. You can see Zap exporters right there front and center. It introduces this massive level of trust and direct access that offline markets just completely lack. Suddenly, the producer is the one in the driver's seat.
And transparency is practically built into the platform's DNA. You can see the metrics right across the top. We've got 10 partners currently listed, it tracks deals done, it shows an average rating using a star system, so producers actually know who's reliable. Plus, there's no endless scrolling here. You just tap the filters at the top to narrow things down to, say, a grain processor, an exporter, or a dairy buyer. It's organized, it's super efficient, and it completely demystifies the whole buyer landscape.
Moving on to part 2, choosing your selling method.
All right, so once you've picked a buyer, the app asks a really crucial question. What is your offering? But if you look a little closer, it's not just asking what crop you have in the ground. It's fundamentally asking how you want to do business. This right here is a massive leap in agricultural planning. It's a strategic micro-choice. On one side, you've got sell now. That's for produce you've already harvested and is ready for immediate pickup. It's all about immediate liquidity, right? Getting cash now. But on the other hand, you have growing for you. This is where you commit to producing a commodity against a buyer's future demand. So this isn't just some classified ads page, it's a legitimate tool for contract farming. It lets producers lock in a buyer before a single seed even hits the soil. How cool is that?
That brings us to section 3, selecting the right commodities.
Historically, a farmer would grow a crop, cross their fingers, and just hope somebody wanted to buy it. But this platform completely flips that dynamic on its head. It forces you to ask, what does the market actually want? It's no longer just about what the farmer grew by default. It's about matching up your supply with exactly what a specific, verified buyer is actively asking for.
And you can see that right here with Zap exporters' diverse crop interests. They need maize, and they need dried pineapple. This grounds the whole digital experience in real-world agriculture. The buyer publishes exactly what they need, and the producer just taps the radio button next to what they can supply. It totally removes the guesswork from the equation.
Let's dig into these details a bit, because the contrast is actually fascinating. Look at the maize. Zap Exporters gives highly specific guidance. They want a quantity between 100,000 and 10 million, and they've set a really rigid price bracket between 500 and 2,000. Standardized, right? But then look at the dried pineapple. The quantity just says 0 kg plus, and for the price, it literally says submit your best offer. This perfectly highlights the shift in negotiation power based on the commodity. Maize is a heavily regulated staple, so the buyer sets strict terms. But dried pineapple, that's a higher value, specialized item, which gives the farmer the leverage to set the initial terms.
And finally, section 4, finalizing those offer details. I want you to focus on this number right here, 50,000 Ugandan shillings. This isn't just some abstract tech metric. This represents real, localized economic benefit, generated by just a few taps on a smartphone screen. We're talking about tangible income.
To actually get to that total, the platform basically functions as a smart digital ledger. The user just follows 3 super precise steps. Step 1, input your quantity, let's say 100. Step 2, set your unit price in your local currency, which in this case is 500 UGX. And step 3, log the expected harvest date using a quick little drop-down calendar. The app makes sure absolutely no critical details slips through the cracks before the offer is sent.
And here is what it all leads up to.
The farmer entered their quantity of 100, their unit price of 500, and boom, the app automatically calculates that estimated total of 50,000 UGX right there in bold green text. There's even a spot to add quality grades or extra notes to make the offer really stand out. It's a completely formulated, mathematically accurate, professional offer. All it takes is one tap of that review button and it's sent directly to the bulk buyer.
It's honestly an incredible shift, isn't it? We are moving away from the physical uncertainties of traditional farming straight into the digital precision of this marketplace. We've just seen how farmers can find verified buyers, choose to sell right now or lock in a future contract, perfectly match their crops to market demand, and instantly fire off professional offers. It definitely leaves us with a massive question to think about. As digital ledgers and smartphones start replacing those informal handshakes and roadside negotiations, how is this newfound transparency going to reshape the balance of power in the global food supply chain? Will this kind of direct-to-buyer empowerment ultimately change the lives of farmers worldwide? I'd say it's looking pretty likely. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and definitely keep questioning how tech is transforming the world around us.
Share Uganda, your #1 agriculture app.